With the clock mechanism now in place, the function of this little box becomes more apparent. If I wind the clock and it spins, and while it's spinning, if I attempt to tilt the machine, lift it up, when that ball that's in there goes away from the center and this lever is allowed to raise, it contacts and stops the clock fan. So I can't run the game by tilting it or running it at an angle, try to cheat it. It has to be down level. This is a sound generator that makes the noise of dice, a simulated sound of dice being shaken, because the dice don't actually... I made this brass collar. The purpose of it is to go and replace the dice playfield. When I remove this, then I'll show you that now by cranking the handle and stopping the fan blade. And here this rod has been pulled forward, so I come around to a winning 11 combination like so until we drop down and lock in to that notch, and you can see a 5 and a 6 would get kicked out, and right up through that hole is where that pin is going to come. Before I show you the come out bet, I have to explain this area a little bit. These are your coin gates or point gates, pockets they call them. And if I take any one of these little trap doors or gates, flip it up to look at it, you can see that there's a ledge here. That ledge is about 3/16 of an inch deep, and that ledge is also at an inclined angle, as well as all of these gates are all at an angle, so that it forms one long incline, and when a coin leaves the first position, this series of levers, which is now hard to see because the mechanism's back together, I showed it to you earlier when things were wide open. There's levers that run in a row. The very closest one to the center of the wheel is your 4, and the points count outward, and this lever, this finger, is for the point of 10. All of them work in the same way in that you have 3 positions that these fingers can end up in. Here you can watch the back of the mechanism. I'll coin it up. Watch this bar across the bottom pop up to raise all of the levers and open up all of your gates, and then we'll get a payout because I've got a winning 7. This wheel is part of a randomizer that will vary the spring tension. If I turn this, you can see I'm stretching the spring, making it taunter, and keep going, and it'll get weaker again. What causes this to increment and move is when this whole lever rotates backward and touches this spring metal. The purpose of this is to vary the spring tension on this, which is part of the kicker assembly to spin. There are several adjustments on this machine that need to be correct in order for it to function properly. First one I'll talk about is this eccentric bearing. So you need to adjust this rod so that all of these smaller rods are inset during a normal number, a normal point number that you end up with on the disc. The other way that these fingers will all get pulled back is by this little arm right here. If that arm rotates, remove this spring temporarily so you can see what's happening. If I turn this screw clockwise or inward, this plate will be retracted and moved now backwards. With all of the coin pockets fully loaded, I've also disengaged the kicker arm so that I'm not going to spin my reel anymore, and I can put in a coin, crank it, and I'll just leave it on the 10 position, a combination of 10 on the dice. You should see this pocket open up, the coin fall out, and then the new coin take its place. Alright, so the timing of this set of fingers going back, dropping the old coin, falling back, and then releasing the new coin all has to be properly sequenced. The 10 pocket is the most critical because the coin is closest to it. If you've got that working properly, then all the rest should work. And then the final test for the point pockets is to coin it up. So you're playing a new come out roll. Crank it and select a 7. We should see all the points get dropped and the 7 fall on through. Here's a view of that action so you can watch this arm being rotated by this shaft, pushing the lever to reset the coin slides. I've applied 1 coat of varathane to the finish after staining it, and now I'm going to apply the decal. I have a cup of lukewarm water, and for the old-fashioned decal, here's the finished product, case completely restored. New stickers, chrome and aluminum polished up. And that's the Mills dice machine. I also sell brand new replacement dice, the correct size, shape, and color with the rounded corners. So whether you need just one dice or a full set, get a hold of me at my website, www.gameroomrepair.com. One more time.
For more information, visit GameRoomRepair.com.